Hi everyone, Mr. Kiwi here. I've got a package that I just picked up from the FedEx mail hold, and I'm so excited. I know what this is, and I've been really looking forward to getting it, probably for more than 6 months. The first time I tried to buy them, they were sold out by the time I got to the website, and just a handful became available. But what I'm really intrigued about is the size of this package that it FedExed in. So I can't wait to get back to the efficient KiwiLand Studios. I have to open this right now and just see why this is so overpackaged. Now, I know what this is. It comes from First Mint, firstmint.com, out of Las Vegas, USA, or Las Vegas, Nevada. And First Mint uses silver from First Majestic Mining Company, this parent company, to make a lot of their products. And this one particularly they did. Now, I don't know if there's going to be anything in here. I'm just going to rip right into this. Sorry for the I want to have two hands here, so I'm using the cell phone holder in the ride. Mr. Kiwi's soccer mom van. Let's just see what I can do here with two hands instead of one, and the camera flopping around and so on. All right. Yeah, as I said, First Mint. Now, I'm filming on the wrong camera here, so I apologize if the words are reversed or anything. So yeah, this is the First Mint box. Now, this is not heavy enough to have the item, so this is just a presentation box that they've included. Now, on their website, this is normally an additional cost on most of their items, but this is kind of a flagship item, so I'm assuming that the actual piece, and there's going to be an invoice, we won't look at that right now. There's something in here that came with it. Oh, also looks like they've sent me some other packaging, but here's the goods. Let's get to this. Hopefully I'll be able to zoom this view in. Okay, let me see here. I'm trying to do this reversed. It's not something I've done before. This is a nice package, so I really don't want to rip it. I'll go Mr. Beast here and rip it open, but it's such a nice bubble wrap that this would really be a good long-term storage for this item anyway. Tore it up a little bit, I guess. Now, here's the reveal. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, this is naked. I've got the feel of it in my hand already. You may have seen this before. This is a very limited run. As you can see, I'm going to read this to you. It says, "We the People," 1776 at the top, and it says 17.76 troy ounces of 999 fine silver. Now, this does not appear to be exactly what I expected. The advertising said that this had the Betsy Ross flag on it. Well, really what we've got is a circle of stars in 1776. I really don't consider that to be the Betsy Ross flag. I'm going to have to research that a little. But at almost 18 ounces of silver, this just feels wonderful in the hand. As you can see, it's a poured bar. It's probably poured and stamped by the look of it. So it's really not a proof. It's not something you have to worry about damaging. I think this is something that will probably tarnish nicely, so I'm okay with all of that. But let's just go to the rear, and as you can see, this says 1523 of 1776. So there is a COA in here. I'm going to have to find it, and maybe I can show you that with a little more information about this product. But this is the First Mint Freedom Bar, and it's meant to celebrate the freedom of America that occurred in 1776 with the Declaration of Independence and so on and so forth. So that's why it's marks 1776. That's why they only made 1,776 of these, and why it's 17.76 ounces. All kind of neat idea. And the premium on this was somewhat high. I was looking at paying $2 to $3 over spot, which is what most people had to pay for these, but the day that I bought it, spot was down, number one. Number two, First Mint let me use a credit card, so I was able to get credit card points back, and that day I got a whopping 5% cash back on one of my Chase credit cards. And so you knock off the free shipping, the free use of the credit card, the 5% cash back, and I quite literally paid like $1.50 an ounce over spot. I could look up the invoice and give you the exact numbers, but to get such a premium piece that should have been $3 or more over spot, sometimes as much as $5 over spot, is pretty amazing, especially on a limited edition. So I'm really excited, and that's why I had to share this with you. I'm going to set this down for a minute, go off camera here and take a look at, this is no doubt not a bad way to protect this piece, but we'll set that aside for a moment. Let me see. Okay, here's the COA wrapped up with the invoice. It's got my name and address on it, but it doesn't have the price or anything. Okay, so let's just share this together. Here's the COA. Hold that still for you if you need to zoom in to look at it. And something that I was quite concerned about was the advertising for this said this is the 2024 limited edition Freedom Bar from First Mint. And as you can see on the certificate, this certificate accompanies a 17.76 ounce silver cast bar from the 2024 Freedom Series. And then there's all the other information that I pretty much just told you, including the limited edition number. And on the reverse, which I'll hold up here and you can also zoom in and read that. Hopefully none of this is backwards and you can actually read it. I may have to remake this video if I've screwed up that fact. But while you're looking at this, I'll just pass on. I had some concerns. When this first came out back, I think it was late July or a few months after July of last year, with only 1,776 issued, they sold out relatively quickly. Even at that high price, they sold out. But it did take, I think, a few weeks. And on the day that I was going to purchase one, I kind of procrastinated, and then I forgot. And several of my friends were able to get them for about the same price as I paid now. But back then, silver was not as high priced, so the premium over the spot price was substantially more. And by the time I went back to the website, my shopping cart was still there, but it refreshed, and of course it was sold out. Now, a very good friend of mine from Texas, he messaged me the other day and said, hey, you're not going to believe this, but people on X are saying you can get the 1776 bar. They're back in stock. And he said, I checked their website and there's 49 of them available. So I went there and looked, and doing my normal procrastination, checking the prices and research, that 49 didn't change. It was several hours and it was still showing 49 available. So I noticed that spot was falling. It was over a weekend. So I thought, well, let's just see. Let's let it fall. And the nice thing is that First Mint takes a premium piece like this and lets it float with the spot price, which is really kind of unusual. But it's nice of them to do that. And of course, over several hours, the spot price really did come down. I think 20 or 30 cents, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it was the difference of saving me nearly $15 on this. No, it couldn't have been that much. It was like $11. I went from $661, nearly $662 down to $151. So it was like either $11 and a few cents or $10.90 or whatever savings, which, whatever. That's kind of fun. But my concern was, why did they suddenly have 49 of these available had they held them back when they did the first issue. And what I was really concerned about was that they were going to do what a lot of places do and repeat this bar every year. So they might have 1,776 of them in 24. But I was very concerned that this COA was going to say 2025. And I really don't care too much about that because I really wanted this piece. But I would have been disappointed in First Mint and First Majestic for that kind of business practice. So I'm really pleased to say I see nothing, untoward or nothing underhanded. I think my suspicions come from my cynicism, and that's on me, that's not on them. And I want to just say thank you so much to First Mint, First Majestic. I love this piece. I'm rambling on, so I'm going to get out of here. And on the way out, let's just show this piece one more time. I didn't really even need to zoom in. Let's see if I can zoom in. I zoomed out, got a little face reveal there. And I think you can see this just fine. But look at that lovely piece. Now, I probably could have bought 20 generic ounces of silver instead of nearly 18 ounces of premium. To me, I've got tubes and tubes and tubes of generic. What do I need more generic for? This is something that I can hold on to for a very long time. Well, thank you. With that said, let's get out of here. Until next time, I hope you all have a great day. I haven't checked. These might still be available on firstmint.com. When I picked up this one, they were down to 32 left. I believe when I pulled the trigger, there was 32 of these available. So good luck. Give it a shot. Thank you all. Bye.